Greeting all who roam this world. I think that's what Jared says.
Nobody really knows.
Nobody ever knows. I am Anthony, and this is the QuestBros podcast. It's called Side Quest. And with me today, I have Dan the Man.
What?
And Spencer Spaceman.
Hello.
I didn't know what to call it. And back behind me, I have Brianna.
Oh.
Hi.
There we go.
I'm nowhere near a mic. I don't know if you can hear me.
I think it picked it up.
Okay.
That was a terrible intro.
That's pretty bad.
Half of us aren't even here right now.
Yeah, no. That's how it works. I know this is probably one of our smallest ones.
Questmaster's late because he sucks.
He's not coming. No, sorry, not Questmaster. Sorry, I'm thinking Mega Beam. I don't know why I mixed them up together.
Anyways.
So yeah, no, Jared is late. He's at a movie right now. He'll be calling in from up north with Felipe, and then we'll get them on the air. So hopefully that won't take too long, but it'll be a good.
So jumping right into this, last time we did a podcast, the world started to end.
How was
Literally, people were shooting other people, and a hurricane kept hitting America over and over and over. Nothing? No? All right. Next.
that? No, it was September last time we did it. Now it's November. It's almost Thanksgiving time. 'Tis the season.
Oh, yeah, this is our Thanksgiving special.
Yeah. Even though we had a podcast called like 3 Spooky 5 Me, and it didn't go out on Halloween.
I blame Anthony for that.
Yeah, it was kind of poor timing. But we did have a good thing that happened was when the Sonic Heroes episode went out. It was the haunted level, and it was on Halloween. So that worked. That turned out pretty well. Like, it just timed at the right time. And I was like, oh, that's nice.
So,
you guys suck.
I'm an observer.
I know. Spencer won't probably say much of anything. Bree's kind of close to the mic.
I'm nowhere near the mic. You said you were going to scoot over and let me sit.
So, I saw a movie recently, and you guys saw the same movie. We saw Thor Ragnarok.
Good movie.
So good.
Why is it called Ragnarok?
Because of the Ragnarok.
That's
Yeah.
what happened. That's what the movie's
Spoilers.
Spoiler.
He even says it in the trailer. I have to stop the Ragnarok.
Yeah, so in Norse mythology, Loki and all the blue giants go off and destroy Asgard. And yeah, that's pretty much what Ragnarok is. But in the movie, they took Hel, spoiler, and Hel goes and destroys Asgard.
Hela?
Hello.
In the movie, her name's
In
Hela.
the movie, her name's Hela, but in Norse
Yes.
mythos, it's Hel.
Yeah.
Which she was supposed to be half black, half white. Like, literally split down the middle. Half her face was black, half her face was white.
Yeah, but you know,
I feel
you
like that
could.
would've been
There would have been some racial
some problems with
that.
How'd you guys like the movie?
It was a good movie. I think it was like for Thor movies. Like we didn't even like she hadn't seen the Marvel movies like before, and now we've seen all of them, and I caught her up with everything. But like we skipped Thor 1 and Thor 2. Like I just showed her like.
I mean, you're not missing much.
Yeah.
Exactly. I showed her like a YouTube, like this is like a 5-minute video on what you missed. So like she knew what happened, but she didn't really.
Pretty
know.
much.
He told me they
Thor
were-
1, Thor pisses off his dad, and he punishes him and grounds him to earth, literally. And Thor goes off and tries to find his hammer, and then has to become worthy to pick up Mjolnir again.
Mjolnir.
The fact that you know how
And
to say that is so impressive.
Mjolnir?
I thought it was Mjolnir. I thought it was Ner, not Near.
Doesn't matter. And then, what is Thor 2 about? Is that the
World.
Dark Elves?
Yeah, the Dark Elves come.
Dark Elves come and they have to get the elixir.
Something like that.
Something like that. That's what the red gooey things is, and then his girlfriend.
No, that's not. The red gooey thing is the Aether,
Oh, the Aether. There you go.
which is one of the Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
I was going to say that sounded familiar.
So yeah, that's all that's about. But Thor Ragnarok is all about the Ragnarok. Spoiler.
Yeah, right. Spencer,
But-
have you seen any movies lately?
I've seen that one, and I liked it because that was funny, and it was sort of predictable to a point, but that has nothing to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, every time... I can't remember... There was a specific scene where I could see, like, something was going to happen the way it happened. That's just because, like, I know plots a little bit more so, and I, like, know stories and how they are most likely going to unfold.
Mm-hmm.
Should we just give like a spoiler warning and then actually talk about the movie?
Yeah. Okay, so
It's
yeah,
like-
I already said spoiler alert.
Okay, so
So, like, what would you mean by, like, a point?
I don't remember specifically. Like, that was what, maybe a week ago. I don't remember when I saw it, but like,
I can say though, like his eye getting like destroyed.
I was so upset.
I was surprised by that.
What are they gonna do in later movies?
Just put an eye patch on him.
But he's
so weird.
He's so good looking, and then they just ruin his face.
It's weird though because
I totally agree.
It's weird though because at certain parts, like the makeup wasn't, or like he didn't close his eye and he would still stand there, but like you could see that his eye was open even though there was the scar there, like when it's supposed to be closed, and then it's like, bro, like you're messing this up. If I could see it in the movie, something's not right.
Oh man, you want to know something funny? Hell's Pet, the wolf. Yeah. Fun fact: in actual Norse mythology, that's Loki's son.
The wolf?
Yeah,
that's weird.
why?
So there's a rule in Asgard that any son of a god or goddess is allowed to live on Asgard. Hence, why the wolf was allowed to live there because it's Loki's son.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, kind of really messed up, isn't it?
Even though he's adopted?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's adopted. Even in regular Norse mythos, he's
Adopted.
adopted.
That's weird.
I'm pretty sure.
Really upset when the hammer broke, and then it basically took me until Thor's eye got like messed up to get over it. But then I had to deal with the eye thing. It was tragic.
So
Okay.
I went to see it with my girlfriend, and the whole time, because she plays D&D with us, the whole time she's making D&D reference, and in D&D, you can actually get Mjolnir, and it's an artifact, and she goes, oh man, Hell just used Mordecai's Disjunction, which is a spell to destroy artifacts. And I was like, she was saying things like that the whole movie. I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, hour in, she didn't stop until like halfway through the movie making D&D reference. She kept whispering in my ear, oh my god.
That's funny. It's weird. It's with all the Marvel, like Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America. Like they all have the trilogy, but like at the end of every single one of them, they lose like their main weapon. I think I saw this on like Instagram because like at the end of Iron Man 3, Captain America. Sorry, I'm mixing them up now.
No, it was perfect.
At the end of Iron Man 3, Iron Man's like, I'm gonna get rid of all my suits, so he gets rid of his suits. Obviously, he doesn't do that. But then at the end of Captain America: Civil War, he loses his shield. And then at the end of Thor, well, not at the end, but in Thor 3, he loses his hammer. So it's like no one has anything. And they still have to go up against Thanos, so everyone's screwed.
No one has.
Does he? Oh yeah, because he sells all his suits over to the government in Captain America: Civil War. Iron Man, doesn't he?
I thought he just destroyed them.
No, he
in
just
the
destroyed
thing,
them.
The big
Did he?
battle.
Yeah.
It was like the big.
Yeah, because at the end, he just like
Or-
he self-destructed them.
Oh yeah. In Iron Man 3, he self-destructed most of them.
Yeah.
But he kept a few, which is the few that you see in Civil War.
Yeah, well, it's like he kept them, but then like there was like a reason. There's like some contracting reason that they couldn't get the girl to play Pepper to come in. Mm-hmm. So they had to like make excuses for it in the movies, and the excuse was that. And then they also had to have an excuse on why Iron Man still had all his suits. Mm-hmm. And it was because, like, it was, like, his passion for it, and, like, he kind of became obsessed with it, that not having it was unhealthy for him, so he started making the suits again, and that drove Pepper away.
Pepper left him, yeah.
Yeah, so then that's why she wasn't in the movies for a couple of but they still mentioned her, and then that's why he had his suits. But then now in the new Spider-Man, she was in it, and they're kind of good now.
Oh, I didn't see
Well,
Spider-Man.
it's not really a spoiler.
Well, they're engaged though.
Not really, but really.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what happens.
It's like they're like, oh, okay, well, we need. Can I talk about this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, spoiler alert for
Sorry,
people
I
listening.
was too
Homecoming.
excited. I just,
You know, Bree kind of just ruined it. Okay.
sorry, I was really excited.
Well, because at the end, Iron Man, well, Tony Stark wants to like bring Spider-Man to the press and be like, this is our new Avenger. But then Spider-Man's like, nah, I'll just stay as a kid from Brooklyn or Queens or wherever he's from.
Brooklyn.
He's from Queens. Captain America's from Brooklyn.
Oh yeah.
But then Iron Man, well, Spider-Man thought it was a test to see if he's like where his morality is. Mm-hmm. But then it was actually real. So then they're like, okay, there's a bunch of press people out there. We need to give them something. So then Happy throws an engagement ring to Tony Stark. He's like, here, use this. and then it just leaves at that. So you just assume that he proposes to Pepper.
Oh, so you don't actually see it?
Yeah.
Didn't he say he'd been holding on to it since the first
Yeah.
movie, or whenever the first movie came out?
Yeah,
The
or
first
something
Iron
like
Man?
that.
Dude, happy. Wingman of the year.
He's like, I've been holding on to this since 2000, whatever.
Yeah.
Dude.
Sorry,
Anybody
Jack,
figure out
congratulations.
that, Marvel's the only one producing good movies now?
Yeah.
Honestly.
But, everything that comes out now is a superhero movie.
That's true.
I'm not complaining. I love superhero movies.
Yeah, so, the Mummy movie, with... his name escaped. Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Heard it was terrible. Worst movie ever. One of the worst movies ever.
And it's
second only to the Emoji Movie.
It's supposed to be introducing the whole universal dark world thing, where they all come together. When they bring back the Dracula, Frankenstein, Invisible Man, all those type of movies. And of course they started with a bust.
Ugh.
I mean, you have to either get it out of the way or start your road with it.
Yeah, you can only go up. Well, I mean, you can go down, but you're only supposed to go up.
Yeah, so you really set the bar low, and more people probably... I think they should have made it 2 or 3 where it was a bust, because those are almost always considered... those are always going to be bad. It's the second or third movie now.
But no, they kind of failed from the start.
They failed from the start. And it's there's another Tom Cruise movie that I heard was really bad. And that kind of bummed me out because I love Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I don't know what else he's been in recently.
I never looked it up. We got a message.
We'll have to ask
From
Jared how the...
Jared said he can't make it, and I'm asking him why. I'm going to try and convince him so he can come on, because I don't know what he's doing. It's
I wanted him
homework.
to tell us if the
that what
new
he said?
Justice
Yeah.
League
Being a
was
nerd.
good or not. I wanted him to tell
Jared,
us.
you can postpone your homework for 2 hours.
It's a Saturday. You've got all day
I have way
tomorrow.
too much homework to catch up on.
Tell him it's a Saturday. He said it's tomorrow.
What a nerd.
Sundays are for homework.
Yeah.
Sundays are the days of scramming.
Saturdays are for the boys.
Since we're talking about movies now, though, anyone here see Interstellar? It's an older movie.
Yeah. That's an odd...
So it's how old is it? 3-4 years now?
Probably a couple years now.
So, it was funny. My girlfriend told me this article about a scientist who says the reason why we couldn't find alien or alien life is because they pretty much live in the 4th dimension. And I was like, that sounds weird. I was like, wait, that sounds a lot like what happens in Interstellar, that there's these 4th dimension aliens that they have to go and find help from. And I was like, wait a second. The scientist pretty much just watched Interstellar and then made it his hypothesis. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, that guy's getting paid so much money just for saying a hypothesis about why we can't find aliens.
That's very true.
I was so pissed off. I was like, I could have done that. I should have done that.
This could have been my movie.
No, that was a recent article. So I was like, all he did was watch Interstellar and was like, dude, that could be it. That might be the reason why we can't find aliens.
I can pawn this off as my own idea.
This is so bad.
Especially since this came out in 2014.
Oh, man.
Was it really that long ago?
Yeah. God, that just pisses me off. Really grinds my gears.
Pisses me off.
So, my dog, we got new dog food. And this
What kind of dog food? I used to work at a pet store.
I have no idea.
Damn it.
I have no idea.
I was about to judge the hell out of you right now.
Gosh.
You had a guess.
Purina 1.
No. Some crap dog food. It was multicolored.
Oh, yeah, that's terrible.
Terrible. My dog Manning ate it. First time ever. Puked 8 times and then shit all over the carpet.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Why
I
are you
was
still
like-
feeding it to him?
Because,
You have to use
Sometimes
it
it is just because you switch them from one food to another.
well, we thought it was the dog food. We ended up finding out 2 days later that it's because he jumped up onto the counter and ate a whole double chocolate brownie.
Oh, God.
But he puked 4 times during my D&D game. 3 times on my uncle's bed, 1 time on my uncle, 1 time on his pillow, and 1 time all over his wall. And then when my uncle was yelling at him, Manning ran into our room and then puked all over my carpet. And it wasn't a little, it was a good...
Like, how does that dog have that much to throw out?
It was a good, 3 cups of vomit every single time. I was like, unbelievable. And then he went into after I yelled at him, he ran into the dining room and then shit all over the carpet.
Great.
And I was just
Not on the tile where it's easy to clean up. Nope, on the carpet.
All over the carpet. And I was like, what is wrong with you? He was shaking and everything, and I felt bad, but at the same time, I was like, get out of the house! I was like, get out!
You dumbass!
You're puking everywhere!
That's funny.
Oh my gosh. It took me an hour to clean everything up.
Oh, God.
I couldn't imagine how much it was.
I can imagine that house just smelling so bad.
Yeah, we got these 3 new air fresheners, though, and they actually took away the smell in 30 minutes.
Well, that's good.
I was like, oh my god, money well spent.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, gross. And it wasn't, not even going to go into details, it was all very liquidy.
I'm not going to go into detail, but here's some detail.
Oh, man. What about you guys? Anything tragic happened to you?
I don't think so.
Well, tonight I went
Oh,
to...
yeah, you have this.
My little sister was in, it was a talent show type thing for her high school, but it was, audition based. So all these kids had to audition to get in. But we're going, and it was pretty laid back. It was just a bunch of, high schoolers singing, pop songs for the most part.
So, Kids Bops the...
I
the
wish it was
music.
like that.
Well, most of them were pretty good, and it was decent. And then it starts getting towards the end, and they said it was a group, playing instruments. So I'm thinking, saxophone, stuff that Anthony does. Mm-hmm. And then the curtain goes up.
No one can do what I do.
Of course. But,
Savage.
the curtain goes up. You see 3 guys with hair down to their shoulders,
Like me.
and band tees on with electric guitars and a drum set, and they start playing hardcore screamo music for it was at least 5 minutes straight, and then it finally stops, and everyone's just what just happened?
See, that right there, that's how you know they weren't like Anthony, because everybody in the crowd would be crying tears of joy.
That's true. Yes, it was really weird, and then we were finally starting to recover from that. And then there was a second group of screamo music. It was crazy. I couldn't...
I just imagine that 5-year-old girl that was on American Idol, a few years ago. Oh! Screamo right into the mic.
That's funny.
Yeah. So that was traumatic.
Wow.
Yeah,
How old are they?
They're high school.
Yeah, I think...
High school kids?
Yeah.
Doing scream. So
Angsty teenagers.
Yeah, it was...
that makes sense.
Angsty teens at their prime. In their pinnacle form.
Yeah, and if you want to contrast, my little sister and her friends sang an a cappella version of Somebody to Love. So if that, provides enough contrast of what this talent show was. Yeah.
Ever notice that talent shows are almost all singing
Yes.
now?
No, yeah, because we had a talent show here, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it was, I'm going to play an instrument and sing at the same time. I'm going to play the instrument and sing at the same time. I'm going to dance. All right, something different. I'm going to play and sing something at the same time. Ooh, let's do something different. Now, one person's going to play and one person's going to sing. But then there was my group, and we did 2 saxophones and a drum set. We did moon hooch stuff, and it was awesome. Everyone told me we should have won or placed. We didn't place. So I was like, why didn't we place that?
Because
It was
you
rigged.
went against the conformity.
Apparently. We got 3rd in popularity, so that was nice. So yeah. But that's my little rant, sorry.
So, I don't know, but when I was in elementary school, I remember people karate kids would be they'd put a pole into the ground and then they would rotate up the pole and stuff, and then they'd use the pole as a weapon, and then they'd break boards, and then they'd get thicker boards, and then they'd break that. I think one kid broke a rock one time, a cinder block almost. That was kind of cool. Mm-hmm. But then it's there's dancing and stuff or talent like that, and then it's after elementary school, middle school had a little bit of it, high school none of it.
No, because everyone's like, that's not cool.
Yeah,
The only cool thing to do is sing or play an
Dude, if a
instrument.
kid came out on stage, walked out, had 5 cinder blocks, broke each one, boom, 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 then walked off stage, I'd be like, badass. Holy shit. That would be awesome.
That's what I should do next year.
Do it.
Just go out,
Can you
just
do that?
like...
I don't know. I've never tried it. That's what you always do for your black belt, like, initiation, is you would break the brick. But then they stopped doing that because...
It's a brick.
Well, no, because they started making bricks better.
Oh.
Because they were like, yeah, now the bricks are like too hard that people are breaking their hands, so we can't do this anymore. And they were like, because like, they said, they're like, we never had like special bricks that were made for breaking with your hand. They were like actual bricks that like contractors would use. But now they're becoming to be strong enough to like hold and support things that they need to do.
Wow.
So they had to stop it. But like the Grandmaster, he was able to break like 10 stacked on top of each other and one hit, and he would break all 10 of them.
See, if someone came out on stage and did that, I'd shit bricks. And then be like, break these. Like, holy crap.
That's funny.
That was great.
But yeah. How about you, Spencer? Anything?
Not really.
Oh, cool. Great.
You got to do something. You haven't. I think
Matt
the last time
2.0.
the last time you were on the podcast was the first and second
Yeah.
podcast.
And I don't think you said almost
No.
anything.
I said.
He talks more than George.
I said more than the second one. I know.
Yeah. Once he broke in, he was fine.
It all got weird though.
Yeah.
It got really
Oh yeah, because that was
weird.
our
the
flooding
blood
door.
one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we all talked about how we hurt ourselves.
Yeah, all of our injuries, and then Jared took 4 hours to explain all his injuries. Miss you, Jared.
That kid.
Still suck.
One day we're just gonna walk in and he's gonna be like hooked up to a giant machine. He's gonna be like, "Yeah, I was riding my bike down the hill blindfolded." It's like, okay, Jared.
You mean he took his glasses off?
It's
It's the same effect for almost anyone.
so I put in plumbing.
Plumbing.
Yeah, like a sinks, and I had to redo our toilet in our house, and that was no fun. I was like, I don't understand how anybody does that for a living. If you're a plumber or whatever, or a handyman, you go out and do that, you're amazing. Because that's, my hand's all cut up. I swear to God, I touched a rusty spike and it cut my hand. Thought I was going to get tetanus. Found out that I already had tetanus shot, so I'm pretty good.
They found out I already had tetanus.
No, I have a shot, and so I'm good. I'm not gonna die, but just one of those things that's like, cool. This is hell. This is literal hell. Mm-hmm. And then like when water or sewage comes up and sprays all over you, ugh. Hell, literal hell. I would never do it, and I keep telling myself I'm never gonna do this again. And then my mom buys the next sink in our house, and then I do it again, and sucks.
Someone's got to do it.
And no one else wants to.
Nope, no one.
No, but that's the thing. We brought in a plumber, and the plumber came in and said, "You guys can do this on your own." And I was like,
Then what are we paying you for?
Yeah, we paid him like $100 and some just to come out, look at our stuff, and go, "Yeah, you guys can do this on your own. Just buy the parts." Wow. I was like, "What the hell? What do you do?
Is it that easy to be a plumber? I can be a plumber then."
That's what I said. I was like, so if I could just go around telling people that they can do whatever, and then, oh, by the way, that's $100 for me to come out.
Also, even if you can't do it, be like, you there's no way you can do that, but still leaves.
Just like, yeah, that's broken. Bye.
Just walks away.
But I don't know. I was just like, what the hell do plumbers do then?
So what's like the grossest job you've had to do then? Would you say that's it?
The toilet. Absolutely.
Like ever. And like not just like plumbing wise, but like ever. Like the grossest thing you've had to work on or clean or do.
The toilet.
Okay.
Because there was like raw sewage underneath the toilet because there was like a wax ring that wasn't smushed down onto the toilet. So like whenever you went to the bathroom, it squeezed out between the toilet and the wax ring. It was like, no, that's absolutely the worst job I think I've ever had to do. Absolute terrible.
Ugh. Spencer?
I've had to clean poop out of a urinal.
Yeah, that would be.
Does that?
Where do you work?
Pick and save.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's even worse.
yeah. It was a little. Oh, I mean, there was that occasion, and then someone was literally shitting on the way to the bathroom.
Elaborate.
Were their pants down?
I don't know. I wasn't up front to see, but apparently there was a trail of poop going to the bathroom.
Nice.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Do you have to clean that up?
I had to clean the bathroom part. There was other people cleaning the trail outside.
Why do you have to do that?
That was back when I was an unfortunate UC, which is a utility clerk, which does every other job that you don't want to do. Which means
You do all the dirty work.
yes, I bagged the groceries, I got the carts, I did everything else
Nice.
at minimum wage.
Nice. Do you still work there?
Yep, not in that department anymore.
What do you
They're
do?
not for minimum wage.
Maybe. I don't know about that one yet. I'm in
Damn.
back stocking.
Okay. Is it better?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely would
Yeah.
not do that for minimum wage.
No. How long have you been working there?
Almost 3 years.
And you still make minimum wage?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I haven't checked.
Okay.
Wow.
I feel like you could ask for a raise at that point.
I think I have one. I don't know. I just haven't.
You know,
checked.
that's funny you say that. In our class, we had our teacher ask us, because it was an economics class, he asked us who here would work for minimum wage. And the class ranged from ages of 18 to like 50 in our class. Not a single person raised their hand. Nobody. The lowest they would work for is like $10, $11 an hour.
I'd work for 9. Depending on the job.
Yeah, just any job.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'd work for $9.
I make minimum wage right now.
I thought I didn't raise my hand either. I would not start working minimum wage.
I understand if it's your first job, yeah, minimum wage is fine.
Maybe, but still.
I
Especially
feel
because
bad.
like you gotta start somewhere. You can't just go, all right, this is my first job ever. I don't have any
wanna be a
responsibility.
manager."
I'm gonna start at $10. No, you don't deserve to start at $10. Start at minimum wage. You don't even really need this money. This is just like you're spending money.
Yeah,
so
because you
can
should be living alone.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, of course, if you're an adult and like you're like trying to make a living, yeah, you shouldn't be making minimum wage. But if you're a high schooler who's 16, first job, yeah, you should make minimum wage.
All right.
I make minimum wage, and I have to change kids' diapers and stuff every day. And it's like, okay, at Walgreens, I was making, like, when I worked there before, I was making like 9 something. And then I quit that to do this job because I was like, oh, it'll look better on resumes since I'm an early childhood major. And then now I'm getting paid like $7.25, and it sucks. I'm like, why did I do this?
Why?
Why did I do this? But I love kids, so I guess. I mean, I'm gonna
Now
be,
quit this job and go back for Walgreens.
Yeah.
I thought about it.
No, so what's the dirtiest thing you've ever... Well, I guess dirtiest job, not dirtiest thing.
There was
That's another story.
That's another story for another day.
There was a child with a super, like, at my most recent job, there was a child with a super overflowing diaper. It was, like, up his back, and, like, it was everywhere. Like, I had to get someone else and be like, can you hold him still so I can, like, wipe him down with
So I can get the
wipes?"
hose and hose
Yeah,
this
like,
kid
pretty
down.
much.
The
That was
answer
pretty
was they
bad.
couldn't hold him down.
You got paid $7.25 to do that.
To
Yeah.
hose a kid down.
To
Yo.
hose a kid down. How does that make you feel?
I love kids.
Wow, yeah.
Not in a creepy way.
Commitment right there.
I just, yeah.
If
that
anybody's
was
looking to hire,
Yeah.
commitment.
Hey, I did it.
Someone has to do it.
Yeah.
That's what I always think about. Like, people are like, why would you want to do that? I'm like, well, someone's got to do it.
It normally doesn't bother me, but that, it was just
It's
such...
just so much.
Oh, yeah, it was such a gross diaper that it was just, yeah.
I'm trying to think of what my dirtiest job was. Cause
You worked
I
at a pet store.
No, yeah, I know. I worked at
Yeah.
a pet store. But, like, yeah, like, a dog pooped on the floor. I got to pick it up. But, like, working at a pet store, there's a lot of things that's worse.
Yeah.
But I don't really know what's the worst of the worst. Because, like, I've had birds poop on my shoe or my arm or something like that.
Are you
But-
sure it wasn't pee?
Yeah. Well, birds, they...
Yeah,
they
that's
there's-
why I said
it's
it.
a combination.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I don't know, though. Because, like, I usually worked in the fish and reptile room.
Ugh.
And, like, the fish, like, nothing really gross happens in the fishes. With the fish, I should say. I mean, I had to clean out a lot of like dead animals every once in a while, like our little mice things, like the feeder mice. I'd have to clean out like dead ones and like. Well, okay, I guess that might be
Clean them out. Why not just feed them to the snakes?
because if they're dead, they won't go for it.
Oh, just dangle
Don't
it.
you
Make
give
it
them
think.
frozen ones?
Some of them will eat frozen ones. Some of that's what I'm getting to. Because
He's getting to it. Wait.
so it's like a multi-part story. So we had one rat that had babies, but then for some reason the mom ate all the babies.
Awesome.
And what was kind of funny was at the time one of the managers was pregnant, so she was in her like motherly. She was like 8 months pregnant at the time.
How could you do that?
No, so she was very emotional when like the rat mom is eating the babies because she's like, no, my baby. So she was freaking out about that. But then there's like times where like you go into like at least like the big feeder bin with the mice, and like you go to take it out, and it's like all the skin and like muscle is off of its head, and like there's no eyes on it or anything. It's just like a skull on a body.
Ew.
And that's why we don't feed them to the animals, is because it's like missing half of its body.
Ouch.
The other ones ate it.
Huh?
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the other mice ate
That's
it.
another very gross thing that I've had to do. My dog just caught a bunny,
Oh yeah,
and I had to put that thing down.
I think you told that story.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
That was another really thing I had to do. Mm-hmm. But it's like, I don't know. When it comes to things like that, I'm kind of like, I'm sorry.
At Walgreens, I didn't like having to clean the bathrooms because you'd have to change like the tampon garbage things in the female bathrooms. I'm like, that's just gross. Like, I don't want to go near that. I don't get paid enough for this.
I always didn't understand. I get you can't throw out the plastic stuff. Why don't you just wash down or flush the other part?
It's absorbent, so if it goes in the toilet, it'll it'll expand and like clog the toilet. Yeah.
Didn't know that. And the more you know.
It'd be like putting a diaper in the toilet.
Gross.
Yeah.
Man, so
Nobody
The
saw
more
that.
you know.
I have to log all of the stuff we talk about, and I accidentally put in dirty jobs instead of jobs. I edited a letter. Sorry.
oh man. So
You wrote a list of stuff to keep us going.
yeah,
He has 2 lists.
Do this. Oh, good.
now I do, yeah. So construction lately is ridiculous.
All of us just went, ugh. Yes. There are 2 seasons, winter and construction weather. And construction weather happens in both. It's construction weather is year round, and then it's construction and winter.
It's like, yeah, and right now it's construction and winter.
Yeah.
And
We skipped fall.
yeah, we don't even have fall here.
We had it for like 2 days, and then
it's
It snowed already.
nice.
know, it was
it's
awesome.
very
I'm
nice
just glad it
weather,
didn't stick.
and then it's and then it's like boom, hello, winter, hell, everything in between. And this construction is pissing me off because they just need to fix the damn road
Oh yeah, because it's like right by your house too.
all the time. So literally, I've had to change this year alone, just in the last 3-4 months since August. I had to change like 4 or 5 times how to get to my school because of construction.
Wow.
It's like, and then another thing, there's only one way to get into like where my school is.
Is that
They had
because-
construction right on that highway. They cut it right off.
Wow.
I
So
was
how do
like-
you get in?
You actually had to go all the way. Okay, because it was like a bridge,
Yeah.
and they took the exit off so
Yeah.
you can get onto the bridge. They closed both of them off.
Oh, so you had to
go-
get off on a different exit?
You actually had to go find a way onto the bridge, which the only way to go is like
The
20
exit
minutes
before,
that
the
way.
exit before, the exit
Yeah,
after.
the exit before that. And it's like, you would never know that because it doesn't say, hey, this is closed until you get like 20 feet from it. And it's like, God damn it. And it's like, now I have to spend 20 minutes finding a way around this thing.
Yeah.
I've been late to 5 classes, but thank God my teachers are like, dude, we totally understand.
Yeah.
It's like, the construction's ridiculous. And then the worst part is they'll start construction projects and then stop them because of funding.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you have $500, right? Just basic numbers. And a construction thing will cost $150, but you know 5 places that need to be done. So you split the $500 5 ways so you can start all the projects. But then to save on funding, because you figure out you don't have enough funding, big surprise, you needed $150. You freaking turn around and you cancel projects all the way up and start working on one. But you still need the $150 to finish it. Just because you used $100, you still need that money because now you have to redo things, repave things because it wasn't done correctly. You didn't have enough money.
Weather changed,
so now it's weathered down, and you still need $150. So now you just wasted $500 and ruined 5 roads.
Yeah.
It's like, good job. It's like, honestly.
Like, you didn't make anything better. You made things worse. And it's only going to get worse.
Because people could have had it a little bumpy on that road.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all you did.
Now there's a big hole in the road.
Yeah, now there's a big hole in the road. If you just left it the same way it was, it would have been a little bumpy. Ooh, but now there's a huge hole in the road. The road's unusable.
The town I live in, they had, I think it was like 3 years ago, they just redid like the main road going all the way through, and then this past summer they started building like an apartment complex on one side of the road. So now they're tearing up like a huge stretch of this road that they just put in and redid a couple of years ago so they can put like turn lanes to get into the construction site. And so it's like, we just finished these roads and now you're tearing them apart again. It's really annoying.
And that really pissed me off because one intersection just last year, or not last year, I think junior year in high school for us. Junior year, that construction lasted all year long. And it actually lasted almost a year and a half, almost to the point where it was going to affect our or almost to the point, where it was almost going into our graduation, and people were like, is this going to affect graduation? Because a lot of people need to get through there.
Yeah, are you talking about when it was over by the train tracks?
No, I'm talking about like that intersection down
the bottom of the hill.
Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah, because they put in like all those new lights and everything. It looks really nice now, but it took forever.
Yeah, it looks really nice now. Not gonna shit on that. They did a good job, but it took for that one intersection. It took
5
you guys,
ever.
Yeah, it took you guys like a year and a half to do it.
Yeah,
it was unbelievable. It's unreal. The construction here sucks.
Yeah.
And I guess it's part of the reason, like, you can't work during winter and roads get weathered. But then
don't start in the winter.
Yeah, then don't start in the winter. Start in the spring, finish the project before fall. Be done with it. Don't start in summer, end of summer, and then go, oh, shit, we didn't have enough time. No shit. It's like, you guys don't... And then I hate walking or driving by and seeing just like 20, 40 guys just standing there doing nothing. It's like, well, I don't know how to be a construction worker, so I can't say much about that. But it's like, that just looks very bad.
Yeah.
Or when you just have equipment doing nothing. I understand like it needs to dry sometimes, but still. I don't know. It just pisses me off.
A construction worker made me cry once.
Yeah, I remember this.
So the road right next to my house was getting redone, like repaved, and I had to take this road to get to work every day. And I didn't realize that they had like started it, so I started to go that way, even though I could have gone a different way if I would have known. I started to go, and there was a lady holding one of those stop signs that like turns, and one says stop and one says slow. And I started going, and she was just holding the stop sign, but then she like walked off the side of the road with the sign, so I'm like, I guess I can go since you're now standing on the side of the road on your phone, not even, like, in front of me. So I slowly start to go. She runs out in front of my car and starts swearing at me, like, you dumb fucking girl, like, who do you think you are? Like, don't you see the stop sign? And, like, starts screaming at me. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I thought you were letting me go considering you were standing over there. And I was really polite. I apologized. Like, I was nice about it. And she just kept, like, ripping on me. She's like, how did you even get your driver's license? Like, all this stuff, and like...
How'd you get your driver's license? I went to the DMV and applied for it, and then I did really good on my driver's test.
Yeah, just taking everything literally.
Like,
so then...
How do you get out of bed? I take
up.
my left leg and then my right leg, and I throw my blanket off me. Then I put both legs in my pants at the same time because I'm better than you. It's like...
Yeah, so then I was sitting there patiently waiting for her because it was so, like, they could only have cars coming one way at a time, so she was, like, had, like, a headset on so she could hear when I could go. Which, okay, like, this would make sense, so I don't get why you ran off the side of the road to play on your cell phone if you're supposed to be doing this. But then, so I'm sitting there waiting for her to tell me to go, and now I'm up far enough to where I can't see if she changed the sign. And so I'm sitting there waiting, I'm looking at her like, okay, are you going to tell me to go? And she looks at me and goes, don't you look at me like that. Don't you see I turned it to slow? And I'm like, no, because it's above the top of my car. And I just drove away. But, like, I was so upset by that interaction. I'm like, why would someone, like, I had apologized to her. I was perfectly nice. Like, I made a mistake. Calm down, lady. So I was roasted by a construction worker. And then I proceeded to cry my whole drive to work, and I got to work, and my boss was like, are you okay? What's wrong? And I was just like, it's fine, it's nothing. And she's like, no, you're clearly upset, and then asked me about it. And yeah, it was a bad day.
I'm an angry driver. That's just like, really?
Yeah. I would never have guessed.
Growing up, I was always taught, my dad always told us it was the jury salute to flip people off. And so every time he would just say it, give him the jury salute, everybody in the car would flip the person off. And funny. Just like, and seeing people go from like angry, seeing like the driver and then their wife flick them off, and then looking back and seeing the kids flicking them off, and then the confusion on their face, like, wait, what? And it's just like a 8-year-old little me just flipping you off. Just, it was great. And that's kind of flowed into modern day me. I try not to, especially when there's cops around. Well, yeah. But I don't know. Some people are just so dumb.
They deserve it.
They honestly do deserve it. They deserve to know that they pissed me off. Like, they need to know that.
I'm always, like, the person who, like, I don't honk my horn, but, like, I do, or at least when I want to, I realize it's too late, and I'm like, damn it, I should have honked my horn.
Yeah, same. That happened to me just today. I was turned on my blinker and I was getting over. Somebody crossed, like, the median to get over into the turn left only lane and cut me off in the turn left only lane. And I was just like, I threw up my arms and just was like, huh. And then I was like, because my rear view blinker on my right side burnt out, I was like, maybe there's burnt out. And then they turned it on. I was like, oh, so it does fucking work. I was like, okay. So they just don't care about anybody around them. Mm-hmm. I was like, all right, cool.
You know how there's, like, the universal sign for, like... Well, it's not like a universal sign.
Viking thing?
No, not for that. Like, when you're sitting in your car and someone in front of you is doing something you don't know, so your hand is, like, you've got, like, the roasting hand, you're like, boy, and you're... Because, like, you could just sit there and you're sitting, you're like, what are you doing? Like, your hand is slightly angled and it's open palmed. Like, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Absolutely.
It's like, what is this fucker doing?
What are you doing?
I do that all the time.
Yeah, no, it's like, that's what I said.
When you see someone throw their arms up, it's either they're dancing or they're pissed off.
Yeah.
It's like the biggest shock. Sometimes it baffles you how stupid people can be.
It doesn't.
No, it honestly does sometimes though, because I got cut off, ready for this, by a semi-truck.
Nice.
Over two lanes, not three, 2 lanes. Skipped a lane and then over mine, cut me off. And it was like, that you never see that.
No,
that
because they're supposed
happens.
to be extra cautious.
Yeah, that never happens. But you just know that guy, extra stupid.
Extra stupid.
Extra. When he was made, just an extra ounce of stupidity was poured into him. I couldn't believe it. And it's like, okay, not to be sexist or anything, my dad told me when I was younger, women are the worst drivers, and I still give my mom crap And I was like, women are the worst drivers. And my mom was always like, whatever. And then she started complaining a lot about drivers. And every time we'd pass, it was always a female. My mom totally believes right now, because every time she gets pissed off at a driver, it's always a female. She honestly believes they are. And I was like, Mom, don't you know you're female too? So like, that's how it is.
Bree looks like she has something to
Anthony's
say.
giving me a look right now. That's
see
saying,
this
I
happening.
think you're a bad driver.
Okay, she makes me so anxious when she drives.
Because you make me anxious directing me when I'm driving.
No, but even when I'm not directing you, you make
I
me
know.
anxious.
Oh.
Why? What do I do that makes you anxious?
I don't know. I just feel like you don't ever know what you're doing.
Because I'm an overly cautious driver. Like, I am.
To the point where, like, I feel like it's dangerous.
So,
Are you one of those people that goes 3 below the speed limit?
No, I always go at least... 5 over is my thing.
I go 10.
Depends where I am. Like, there's a one road by my house, it's 45, I'll go 60 down it, because I know it, like, the back of my hand. I'm like, I can close my eyes and go down it.
Like, I'd rather be too careful than get in an accident. But
I trust
apparently
myself.
that makes him anxious.
That makes me anxious.
I get anxious while driving, too, so that's probably part of why I'm so cautious.
I never understood why people would ever go below the speed limit. Like, okay, I get like 3 or going exactly the speed limit. I get it. You know, the speed limit.
It's a speed limit.
Yeah,
Technically.
I get that. I never get mad at people for going the speed limit.
Mm-hmm.
I always get pissed off when people go 20 under the speed limit. I'm always like, that's illegal too.
Yeah.
So you guys know, it is illegal to go under the speed limit a certain amount, because then you actually become a hazard on the road, unless you have a special sign on your vehicle or your cautionaries on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The special sign is the orange triangle slow sign.
Yeah. Or, like, you have, like, the thing, like, student driver or student bus driver, or, like, student something, usually.
Yeah.
Student
or
idiot.
always, yeah, student idiot, basically. Even on highways, too, they have, like, speed limit signs, and, like, right underneath it says, like, speed minimum.
There's only 2 drivers that I give a 5 or 10 under limit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's truck drivers when they're starting up, because I know they can get up to the 50s, 65s.
Mm-hmm.
And trucks or pickup or whatever trucks that have like that mound of gravel on the back.
Yeah.
Because they have to be careful.
Yeah.
I always am like, all right, that's fine. I never get pissed off at them. I always get mad if they're going like 30 or 40 under, though.
Like, I don't think 30 or 40.
No crap. I had one of those trucks going only 35 down a 55.
That almost exact thing happened to me when I was driving home from school the other day.
30
And I
down
stuck
to
behind this
55.
truck for like 15, 20 minutes before I was able to like go around them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There was like a huge line of people behind me, like at least 10 cars.
The only time I go under the speed limit is, like, when, like, the weather is acting up, so, like...
Same.
Yeah, so,
That's
like,
what I was gonna
if
say.
it's, like, raining really bad and it's, like, almost hard to see, or I just know it's slippery, or if it's, like, snowing really bad, too, then I'll go under. But I'm pretty sure everyone else is, too.
Yeah. Well,
I
I mean,
had people...
Well, you know, like, sometimes, like, when it snows, like, really bad. Like,
Yeah.
not the plows haven't even come through yet.
But
Everyone
I
is
see
under.
people still going down the 45 at 55 when it's visibly raining so heavily that you can't see 5 feet in front of you.
when the wipers are doing the really aggressive thing.
you
Yep,
still
and you
can't
still
see.
can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
True.
people still going 55. And it's just like, how?
So, yeah, thank you guys again for listening. My name is Anthony.
Dan the man.
Spencer.
I'm Bree.
All right. And this has been SideQuest. Thank you guys for listening, and have a nice day, night, life, Thanksgiving, post-Thanksgiving, childbirth, Mother's Day, Christmas.
Keep that Christmas music
Hanukkah.
off.
But Feliz Navidad.
Until
It's on
after Thanksgiving.
Oh.
December 1st. See ya.
Bye, guys.